Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you to the Tulsa Indian Club for your involvement this evening and for your beautiful music. They sang one of those songs at the mayor's inauguration, and they have named it the Mayor's Inauguration Song, so that was very special. My name is Allison Anthony. I'm president and CEO of Tulsa Area United Way. It is my honor to serve as MC this evening for Mayor Monroe Nichols' first State of the City address. To everyone joining us here tonight at the Performing Arts Center and to those watching online, welcome. We are so glad to have you with us. First, I would like to invite some of our program presenters out. Good job. You look beautiful. Now, I would like at this time to ask everyone who is able to please rise for the presentation of colors by the Tulsa Police and Fire Honor Guards.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light when so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ray glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Tulsa Police Detective Reggie Warren. And yes, thank you. At this time, I would like to invite Ava Andrews, Harper Cook, Kingston Harris, and Layla Stells with the Student Council from Tulsa Public Schools Lanier Elementary. These TPS students were selected to participate tonight based on their excellent leadership and attendance within their community and school. We know how important it is to come to school every day, Thank you for setting that example, and we celebrate each and every one of your efforts. Now, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's show our appreciation for our honor guard, Detective Warren, and our pledge leaders. This evening, as we gather to reflect on our shared work and our shared future, it's important that we recognize the land on which we meet and those who have stewarded it long before us. If you are able to remain standing, please do so as Deputy Mayor Crystal Reyes joins us for the land acknowledgement.
I want to begin by acknowledging the tribal governments on whose reservations we stand. Oklahoma is home to many federally recognized Indian nations, and the city of Tulsa sits within the reservation lands of the Cherokee Nation, Muskogee Nation, and the Osage Nation. Each of these great nations have vibrant cultures, unique histories, and distinct languages. We acknowledge and honor these nations, their respective citizens, their enduring commitment to the Tulsa community, and their land. We begin our event with gratitude, appreciation, and respect.
You may be seated. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Reyes, and thank you to the Tulsa Indian Club. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce Reverend Marla Mayberry of Antioch Baptist Church in North Tulsa, who will lead us in the invocation. Will we have a prayer song first? Thank you. Thank you. Tulsa Indian Club. And now please welcome to the stage Reverend Mayberry.
Let us pray. Gracious and eternal God, we come this day with hearts full of gratitude and hope. Grateful for the city we love and hopeful for the future that lies ahead. Thank you for blessing us with leaders who care deeply for this community and who work tirelessly to serve it. Today, we lift up Mayor Monroe Nichols and every public servant gathered here, asking that you grant them wisdom beyond measure, courage that does not waver, and compassion that never grows weary. Lord, bless every effort that seeks to strengthen our city to end homelessness, expand affordable housing, improve outcomes of the students and youth, enhance public safety, deepen partnerships with our tribal nations, and grow economic opportunity for all of us. As we reflect on the state of our city, remind us that its true strength is not found in buildings or budgets, but in people, in every family, every neighborhood, in every young person dreaming of a better tomorrow. Unite us across every line that divides. Help us to see one another as partners in progress and neighbors in purpose. That this gathering might renew our shared commitment to build a stronger, more compassionate Tulsa. Let justice roll down like waters and righteous like a mighty stream until every person, every family, and every neighborhood knows the power of hope and the promise of home. We ask all these things in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Mayberry, and the power of hope indeed. Once again, welcome to this evening's State of the City address. Just a few quick notes before we begin. Please take a moment to silence your phone, and if you need to step out, the exits are located toward the back of the auditorium and marked in the building. To set the expectations of the evening, as with other State of the City events, there will not be an open Q&A this evening, but the mayor will give his State of the City speech in full. And I know that the mayor and his staff have many other community engagement opportunities for future dialogue. Tonight is historic. Mayor Nichols is the first mayor that we can remember who is hosting a public State of the City for Tulsans. I know we all appreciate this and the mayor for the foresight to open this event to everyone. And before we get started this evening, we're joined by many civic, tribal, business, educational, and nonprofit leaders from across Tulsa representing every part of our community. At this time, I'd like to recognize just a few of our dignitaries in attendance. They are all fantastic, but we're going to hold our applause until the end. For the tribal community, Muskogee Nation, Principal Chief David Hill, please stand. Chief of Staff Jeff Fite and Attorney General Jerry Weissner. Cherokee Nation Government Relations, Logan Lewis and Maggie Glory. Oklahoma Senate, Senators Gillespie, Goodwin, Guthrie, Prieto, and Rader. Oklahoma House, Representatives Banning, Clinton, Provenzano, Stewart, Tedford, and Woolley. From Tulsa County, the Chairman and Commissioner, Lonnie Sims, Commissioner Stan Salee, and District Attorney Steve Kunzweiler. From our City of Tulsa, Chairman and Councilor Phil Lakin Jr., Vice Chair and Councilor Karen Gilbert, Councilors Vanessa Hall Harper, Anthony Archie, Laura Bellis, Kristen Bingle, and Lori Dector Wright. And former Mayor Susan Savage. And finally, from our school superintendent and school board members, Superintendent of Tulsa Public Schools, Dr. Ebony Johnson, and TPS school board member, Kyra Carby. Now let's give them a hand. Thank you all for being here and for your continued leadership and partnership for our city and in shaping Tulsa's future. Now to the main event. It is my privilege to introduce our mayor of the city of Tulsa. Mayor Monroe Nichols is Mayor Monroe Nichols IV was sworn in as Tulsa's 41st mayor on December 2nd, 2024, becoming the first African-American mayor in our city's history. Mayor Nichols first came to Tulsa to attend the University of Tulsa, where he earned his bachelor's degree in political science and economics, followed by a master's in public administration from the University of Oklahoma. Throughout his career in government, business, higher education, and the nonprofit sector, Mayor Nichols has centered his work on expanding economic opportunity and improving life outcomes for our residents. Before serving as mayor, he represented House District 72 in the Oklahoma House of Representatives and served as the chair of the Oklahoma Legislative Black Caucus. Today, he is leading Tulsa with a focus on ending homelessness. Yes, we all want that. The mayor's goals include improving student outcomes, increasing affordable housing, strengthening co-governance with tribal nations, expanding economic mobility, and making Tulsa the safest city in America. So now, please join me in welcoming Mayor Monroe Nichols to the stage.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a seat, we got a while. I got good news for everybody before I get started. Not only is this the state of the city, this is now the day the government reopened, so yeah, you're welcome. I just got the news that we're back up and going. To the members of the City Council, Mr. Auditor, tribal leaders, county and state elected officials, our city employees, honored guests, and fellow Tulsans. I am thrilled to be in this space with you tonight, because as Allison said, for the first time in a very, very long time, the state of the city is free and open to the public. I want to offer up a special thank you to folks as you have seen already. I want to start with Allison Anthony for not just emceeing tonight, but for the work that she does in our community every single day. Allison, thank you so much for what you do for Tulsa, and thank you for agreeing to MC tonight's event. I also want to thank our honor guard from the Tulsa Fire and Police Department. Absolutely, give them a round of applause. And I have to thank Detective Reggie Warren. There's very few people that sing the national anthem and make you nervous to come up after him. Reggie is one of those, and so Reggie, thank you. To our student council at Lanier Elementary, the Indian Club of Tulsa, Reverend Mayberry, and one of my best partners at City Hall, Deputy Mayor Crystal Reyes. Thank you all. 39 Tulsans across 41 mayoral administrations have served as mayor, leading this city that's 9 years older than the state of Oklahoma. Through the years, Tulsa has faced the depths of deep struggle and rose to the mountaintop of prosperity. 127 years later, it would be easy to believe that no matter the challenge that past generations faced, that progress just came naturally, that it was always guaranteed. It is that illusion of inevitability associated with Tulsa's progress that often blinds us to the road this city has actually had to travel. In times of struggle, we responded, knowing that with faith and hard work, we could accomplish anything. In times of prosperity, we built ourselves into a great American city known for our generosity and a willingness to take on big challenges. Whether it be the worst of days or the best of days, Tulsa has always been strong. And tonight, I am thrilled to report that although we face significant headwinds, we remain strong. And tonight I want to share a little bit about what I believe is going to keep us strong. When I took office, I said progress wouldn't come easy or in a short amount of time, but I pledged that we would never shrink from challenges, no matter how big they were, no matter how complex they were. I pledged to meet challenges we faced with honesty and transparency, understanding that whatever it was, we were going to have to do it together. I was clear. We have to get serious about the things out in front of us. At the time, it was a homelessness crisis that had grown 20% the year before I took office, a reduction in confidence that we could keep our city safe from violence, children and vulnerable families suffering from the impacts of cuts to core services, pockets of economic inequality, and a fracture in our relationship with our tribal nations that would always threaten any progress we can make as a city. I mentioned these not for doom and gloom or shock and awe, but I think it's just important to be serious about the realities, be honest about the realities that you face. And also because I believe that challenges, no matter how big they are not roadblocks. They should be rallying points. And I believe it's time for us to rally together once again. I don't know what that is. That wasn't me. Rally cry. There we go. Are we in? I bet. Can the people in the back hear me? I'll project. I have to say, we're at a moment right now. We're at a moment right now where I think they can hear me in the back. They can hear me. Use my teacher voice. Thank you. Now, there. No, I don't think it is. There we go. There we go. Sometimes being mayor is like being a toddler. You take a step, people clap. It's kind of interesting. We are in a moment where it is time to rally together again. I think it's important to talk about where we are. Just recently, I proposed a tax increase to the City Council, a 0.7% that would allow us to invest in things I felt were critical to our city's future. I know these are hard conversations to ask, but I asked on the strength of our relationship and the work that we've done together that it would be put up for up or down vote. Tonight, the council chose to table that for a conversation in January, and I mention that only because it means that the conversation continues about the future of our city. It was my goal to make sure that we could include this in this year's budget, but I recognize that running a big city means there's a lot of opinions. And I do believe as we go through tonight and as we move toward the future, it is critically important that every Tulsan makes their voice heard. So let's talk about it. There is no city, mid-size or larger in America, that isn't dealing with the issue of homelessness. And Tulsa is no different. Just like everywhere else, we've all seen it on our streets, in our parks, and outside of our businesses. We've seen the human costs in the faces of people who have nowhere to go. But what sets us apart is our willingness to end it. Now, there are some naysayers that say that we can't, some that say that we shouldn't. I believe they both are wrong. Let's start with the question of, can we do it? This year, we witnessed an 18% reduction in the growth of homelessness according to our point-in-time count, a testament to the ongoing work across our community. But a reduction in growth was never our ultimate goal. Our goal has always been ending homelessness as we know it, making it rare, brief, and non-recurring. This is no small task. It's incredibly complex. Earlier this year, when we had some of our friends at the state come remove folks without coordinating with the city or service providers, the problem compounded. We saw an uptick in emergency room visits. We saw folks who had nowhere to go showing up more prominently in neighborhoods all across our city. As frustrated as we might have been about the inhumanity and chaos, Tulsa didn't respond with anger and fear. We responded with compassion and determination and a commitment to strategies that don't just make us feel good in a moment or provide good content for a news cycle, but in ones that work. Months before those actions, we had already been working behind the scenes to launch a new approach, one that would clean up encampments for sure, but also treat people with dignity and provide them with real paths to stability. It was an approach to clean up Tulsa streets for good. That effort is Safe Move Tulsa. Safe Move isn't about shifting the problem to another corner from the other. It's not about the false hope that maybe folks will just go to another state and become somebody else's problem. It's about moving people from the streets to stability. It's about connecting our homeless neighbors with housing, services, and the dignity that comes with having a place to call home. It's about accountability and making sure our entire city is safe. You see, since December 2nd, we've made sure we're not just talking about issues. We're not just waiting on somebody else to solve our problems. We are building a system to end homelessness as we know it. I'm proud to say that just 1 week ago, with the help of so many dedicated outreach workers, service providers, city staff, we closed our first large-scale encampment under this new strategy, and we did it the right way. All in all, 25 individuals, some of whom had been living in encampments for nearly a decade, an entire decade. They now have a roof over their head, access to care, and a chance to rebuild their lives. What's even better is the encampment is never coming back. We have teams out there every day making sure that anybody who comes there knows that that place is shut off for camping. As they do it, they're connecting people to services. And 61 tons of debris later, we've reclaimed this part of our city and returned it to its intended purpose. Less than 45 days after I took office, Tulsa faced life-threatening frigid temperatures. In less than 30 hours, we scrambled to save lives by standing up emergency shelters that provided a safe place to stay for 1,400 folks needing protection from the cold. I visited these shelters. I looked directly into the eyes of the folks who had nowhere else to go, lives that were saved because we got those stood up. And it was at that point, made a commitment that we would be proactive and ready for this winter. We made a commitment to open a winter shelter by November 1st of 2025, and while I hate to report we didn't get there by November 1st, I am proud to announce that we made good on that commitment. On Monday, a winter weather shelter will be opened. It will be open until March of this year with a partnership with Cree Oaks and the Be Heard movement, and I'm incredibly proud about Tulsa's future. On the horizon is our next big step. Just a few weeks ago, and I'm proud to be joined here by our partners from the county. Just a few weeks ago, we reached a deal with the county for the purchase of the old juvenile detention center to turn it into Tulsa's first true low-barrier shelter. This facility will give people a safe place to sleep without imposing the kind of restrictions that oftentimes keeps them on the street. It will connect them directly to case managers, healthcare providers, and pathways to permanent housing. And there'll even be a place for their dogs to stay too. I do want to thank, very publicly, Commissioner Lonnie Sims and the other county commissioners, Commissioner Stance Lee. I don't know if is Kelly here. I'm thanking him anyway. Let him know I thanked him. But I do want to thank the county commissioners. It took us some time to get there, but there was never a question of if the people serving at Tulsa County and the people serving the city of Tulsa cared deeply about the folks who are struggling, and I'm so proud to have worked with you guys to make it happen. In the coming months, we'll be working with the community around the site to ease any neighborhood concerns. We will ensure that the community around the site is safe while laying a foundation for something that'll be lasting. The foundation for ending street sleeping and excessive loitering in public spaces. And so, the answer to the first question is yes, we can do it. We now have the roadmap and best practices on how to decommission the right way, and now we need to scale it. No more time for excuses, it's time for results. Delivering means we have to be courageous. It means we got to do things just a little bit differently than we've ever done them before. Right now, as reported by the Tulsa World, the city of Tulsa spends about 2% of the share as it relates to services that go directly into ending homelessness. It's not an indictment on anybody at the city, but it's just a reality that we have to think about the solutions a little bit differently than we ever have before. It is my hope that at some time soon, Tulsans will have the chance to decide. The proposal that I put in front of council would have invested nearly $30 million in an effort to end homelessness. The plan will scale up strategies that have already been proven to be successful and is critical to cleaning up our streets for good. To the second question, the question of if we should do it. The king will reply, Scripture tells us, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did it to me." So yes, we should do it because we're a city of faith. We're a city who doesn't just want people to survive the elements. We want people to come out stronger on the other side. Our work with local service providers and the faith community and volunteers is our testimony because we all are called to care for the least of us. Now I look back on this work, I think about the people who have waken up every single day to get it done. Number of folks here at the city who have played such a role, number of people across this community who have been absolutely critical to the progress that we've made. I know that there's been a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking on strategy. There's even been times where folks' commitment to this community has been questioned. I think about our senior advisor for homelessness, Emily Hall. Absolutely. I think about our Way Home for Tulsa agencies. They stood tall when attacked. They stayed focused, and because they have, Tulsa is well on its way to becoming a national model. As I said, ending homelessness is a tall task, and it takes a community to get it done. I'm so proud of these city leaders. I'm so proud of my partners, even on the city council. I'm so proud of our partners at the county. Because right now, we've moved from talking the talk, now we're walking the walk. Now, walking the walk means use evidence-based strategies and letting data guide the work. Our local data is clear. The lack of affordable housing is the primary cause of homelessness, and 46% of Tulsans are cost burdened by housing costs. Put differently, affordable housing is a driver of homelessness and one of the greatest threats to our economic progress overall. So when it comes to housing, we not only want dignity for our neighbors who are homeless, we want to be a city where a teacher can easily afford a home. A city where a civil servant can comfortably afford to live in the community in which they serve, and a city where a college graduate doesn't have to go somewhere else just to be able to afford the rent. Housing is the backbone of stability. Without it, families struggle to hold on to jobs, kids struggle in school, and neighborhoods struggle to thrive. This administration is committed to getting 6,000 affordable units online by 2028, and we recognize the clock is ticking. You can clap at that. To make this possible, we're tackling everything from speeding up our permitting process to analyzing our zoning codes to making sure we're working with property owners so they fully understand what compliance with city code looks like. As we work to further streamline the permitting reviews, we're also coordinating across departments, making it easier for builders and developers to navigate their projects through City Hall. Earlier this year, we partnered with Housing Forward, a local nonprofit focused on housing policy, advocacy, and data. They reviewed our permitting processes, and based on their feedback, reforms are already well on their way. But we're not stopping there. Earlier this year, we launched what we're calling the Community Builder Pilot Program, a partnership between the city and Tulsa's development community to help get affordable projects through the development process as quickly as possible. And soon, the program will offer additional incentives to those developers to assist them with permitting costs and other processes to even further speed up responsible development. But we're not stopping there either. We're in the final stages of our pre-approved housing plans program, also known as the T-Town Home Catalog. These ready-to-go designs will help builders bring new homes to the market faster. So fast, in fact, if we're not careful, we might get their permits out before their lumber is even delivered. But we're not stopping there either. We also formed the Housing Acceleration Team at City Hall, a dedicated group focused on fast-tracking large-scale housing projects through the process. Their first major success was the Tulsa Housing Authority's Hilltop Apartments project, a project that will bring over 100 affordable units to the market. This project is proof that collaboration accelerates results. In the coming weeks, I will ask the City Council, and some we've been working on together, to provide the city with additional tools to rid our neighborhoods of non-owner occupied blighted properties as part of our effort to reduce blight by 60% over the next 3 years. I thank the Oklahoma legislature for the passage of House Bill 2147, which actually required a veto override, because this bill allows us to take eyesore properties and turn them into nice, affordable properties, leading to the kind of neighborhood revitalization Tulsans deserve without gentrifying our neighborhoods. All this is being done with the pretty simple goal: get as much housing at all levels through the process as quickly as possible. And it's one thing for me to say it, it's one thing for you to be able to see it. We also launched a housing tracker. It's an online tool that shows you exactly where new developments are being permitted and built. This isn't just about data, it's about transparency and accountability. Now, none of this work happens without intentionality. Our Senior Advisor for Housing, Gene Bullmash, has been instrumental in coordinating city resources, building partnerships, and keeping us focused on results. Gene's leadership, in addition to the team at the city and development services, planning in neighborhoods, water and sewer, and public works, are working to ensure that every project, whether it be a major apartment or a single-family home, that we know every last one of them counts. This is just the beginning. We're going to continue expanding the programs at work. We're going to continue to strengthen our partnerships with community organizations in the development community, and we're going to make sure that no Tulsa neighborhood is left behind. Just over a year ago, when I was elected, I vowed to make Tulsa the safest big city in the country. Because without safe streets, families can't thrive. And without safe neighborhoods, businesses won't invest. To achieve that vision, I appointed Laurel Roberts as my Public Safety Commissioner. A 29-year veteran of the Tulsa Police Department, Commissioner Roberts is helping us coordinate across departments and agencies like never before, ensuring our approach to safety is not just reactive, but strategic and forward-looking. And that approach is already delivering some pretty amazing results. This year, we graduated 2 classes of police officers, with another academy underway that's seeing some of the strongest enrollment numbers in recent memory. We also graduated a new fire department class, with another academy class running right now with 25 cadets that will graduate in March, putting us closer to our staffing goal and making sure that we have 4 firefighters on all trucks to make sure for their safety and the safety of our citizens. And for the first time in a long time, maybe not as long as the city was free, but for the first time in a long time, our 911 center is also fully staffed. All of this, we still have some things we got to get right, but all this culminates in a reduction in crime and the preservation of property. And although the Tulsa Police Department, thank you, Chief Larson, for your leadership, and although the Tulsa Police Department is significantly understaffed, crime is still down at all levels in Tulsa. It's not just a statistic. It's the result of tireless work by our police officers, prosecutors, community leaders, and our residents. But we also know safety isn't just about numbers. Safety is also about how people feel. And every once in a while, there's a headline or two that threatens the feeling that you have with regards to how safe you are in your city. We've seen crime in our parks. We've seen senseless violence downtown. We want to put an end to it. So we put our heads together and we listened to the community. The city council passed, and I signed, and we implemented a new downtown curfew for young people that helped us disperse crowds. And there was some fear that this would lead to a number of negative interactions with law enforcement and young people. But I'm happy to report that although we had enough in the way of interactions, there was only 12 curfew citations that were written. We also invested in security measures at our parks, and we reaffirmed our commitment to public safety citywide, launching Operation Ceasefire that ended with 88 felony arrests, 157 illegal guns removed off the streets. There were 4,127 citizen contacts, 7 uses of force, and 1 complaint. Now, one is one too many, but we proved that we can't just reduce crime and get dangerous people off the streets. We proved that we can protect both our citizens and their civil liberties at the same time. Policing alone can't prevent violence. Real safety is built through relationships and trust. That's why earlier this year, the city of Tulsa and our partners launched the Tulsa Community Violence Intervention Initiative. Since we kicked it off, more than 250 residents have already come together to help shape what is going to become Tulsa's first ever violence reduction strategic plan. Not soon after that, credible messengers and outreach workers will begin working through the Terrence Crutcher Foundation and Youth Services of Tulsa, bringing support directly to neighborhoods where intervention is needed the most. All of this work is backed by data, and a new crime data analyst will help us use real-time information to identify where interventions are needed most, ensuring our efforts don't just make us feel good, but that they are effective. For years, there's been a debate when it comes to public safety. Do you need enforcement, or do you need community programs? Well, the reality is you need both, and they need to work hand in hand. That's why, in Tulsa, mental health calls are no longer solely the responsibility of Tulsa police officers, Tulsa firefighters. Today, our first responders are supported by a network of specialized mental health teams, because true public safety doesn't just mean responding, it means responding with the appropriate intervention to support and serve the person on the other side of the phone. Our partnership with 911 and COPES continues to expand. Through this collaboration, mental health clinicians are dispatched to calls where someone is in crisis, freeing our officers to focus on crime while getting people the specialized help they need. In just a few months, over 4,000 calls have been diverted from first responders and into the hands of trained mental health professionals. We've also deepened our partnership between the Tulsa Fire Department and Family and Children Services through our alternative response teams. These pair firefighters and mental health professionals to respond directly to behavioral health calls, meeting people where they are with compassion and care. Over the last year, we've expanded those operations downtown to 7 days a week, where the program is having a major impact on mental health calls and connecting people experiencing homelessness with long-term resources. That's all part of a citywide alternative response strategy, one that not only includes COPES and alternative response teams, but also teams like the community response team, which pairs police officers and mental health clinicians, and the opioid response team, which helps people struggling with addiction get treatment. We know that adults aren't the only person in Tulsa struggling. That's why we're also investing in the youngest Tulsans through the Children's Mental Health Initiative. This program will screen and assess more than 450 children with mental health needs, connecting them directly to services and the support they need to thrive. In the coming year, it is also my intent to take the next step in community engagement by setting up a community task force focused on giving input, advice, and guidance on our alternative response strategy. All this work is in service of making sure our neighborhoods are safe. One of the issues impacting neighborhoods is stray and loose dogs, always at the top of the list. But that means that Animal Services, as an example, is more than just a shelter. It's a staple and a vehicle for how we create safer neighborhoods. Each year, the shelter takes in 8,500 animals, and under the leadership of Sherry Carrier, our animal shelter has achieved its highest save rate in decades, nearly 80%. Nearly 80%. That means we're balancing the needs of public safety while also prioritizing the humane treatment of animals in this community. At the end of the day, long-term public safety means empowering residents to drive change block by block. Our Planning and Neighborhoods Department is doing more than ever to empower neighborhood leaders to take action to make their communities stronger and safer. One key initiative is the Neighborhood Academy, which trains local leaders to work effectively with the city to strengthen neighborhoods and foster a greater degree of community pride. All of these programs reflect a comprehensive approach to public safety, one that is strategic, compassionate, and focused on a stronger, safer, and healthy community all across our city. This is all about building a great city for the next generation. In my proposal to council, my goal is to take the next big step. Invest nearly $22 million directly into public safety. $15 million in increased pay for law enforcement and firefighters to put their pay rates above comparable cities and put us on a pathway to fully staffing both the police and fire departments. To invest $1.5 million in downtown safety, to fully fund and commit to our community response programs, to invest $1.1 million in animal services and $1.6 million into municipal courts. I believe it is critical, I believe my partners on the council do too, I believe it is critical that we invest in the folks who spend every single day protecting us. I think it's also critical that we invest in those people living in our neighborhoods, working to make their streets safe every day of the week. That brings me to the next chapter in our work, improving outcomes for our young people. Our state is 46th in the nation in child well-being. And while we can't change that for the entire state, we can come together to make sure our children here in Tulsa have a different path. A good friend once told me that the marker of how a community is doing on a whole is how it treats its young people and families. I never forgot that. Never forgot that. It's why we created the Office of Children, Youth, and Families, the first of its kind in Tulsa. It's because we shouldn't leave our children's future to chance, but we must fully commit to and invest in them. This office is dedicated to ensuring every child has a chance to thrive. And it has a pretty ambitious mission, putting 15,000 additional Tulsa kids on a pathway to economic mobility by 2030. This office is led by Deputy Mayor Crystal Reyes and staffed by Impact Tulsa, and I gotta say, the importance of this office was actually made very clear to me in recent weeks. As we saw this disruption in SNAP benefits, it was Crystal in the Office of Children, Youth, and Families that got partners on the phone. The result of that was a food drive that included 40 different public spaces where people could drop off food. We took the next step, and our water and sewer department and our utilities board provided additional relief in our city by making sure we had a cutoff moratorium through January 31st for anybody who is a SNAP recipient or furloughed in the federal government. I say that because in the midst of challenging times for our most vulnerable families, we continue to do the work to find solutions in partnership with those who are working every single day to make this city brighter for every child from cradle to career. You know, I think it's far past time. We, at the local level, invest in young people directly into their outcomes. I had this experience not long after I took office. I had the East Central Cardinals girls flag football team come see me. Some of them are here, sounds like. They just won a championship. They're playing for another, they're about to be back-to-back champions. I'll see them again soon. And during that visit, they gave me a football that they all signed. They made sure I knew that they're all faster and more athletic than I am now. But I asked them a question sitting in the conference room. I said, what would be your advice to me on how to improve things for people your age? And they said, we need safe places to go that don't cost a lot of money, and we want access to job opportunities. What a basic concept. Safe places to go that doesn't cost a lot of money and access to job opportunities. Now, if my son Gavin was here, he would disagree with the statement I'm about to make. But I do believe when young people speak, we ought to listen. and I think we have to deliver on their behalf. It is my hope, as we go through this debate about how Tulsa is going to invest in its future, that a priority would be reflected in something that we proposed. We proposed investing $15 million in the young people to make sure that we can put them on a pathway by giving them work opportunities, creating those opportunities for 1,200 Tulsa kids. We also wanted to make sure we could create spaces for after school and out of school time, creating slots for 22,000 Tulsa young people in this community, giving them safe places to go that don't cost money and access to job opportunities. The best marker of how a community is doing on the whole is how it treats its young people and families. Now, Work with Children is actually rooted in a belief in economic opportunity for all. Aaron Persley, who's our economic development director, actually said it best. I don't say actually because he didn't say a lot. He says a lot of really good things, but actually said it best. Aaron said, our job is not to just attract the next generation of businesses and employers to our city. Our job is to make sure that every Tulsan can benefit from those opportunities when they arrive. And this is so true. It's not enough to just grow the economy. We must grow it inclusively. Every investment, every new company, every new job should open its doors for Tulsans from every neighborhood, north, south, east, and west, because true prosperity is shared prosperity. So I'm proud to stand behind that commitment. That kind of commitment yields massive returns for our city. In this past year, our city's been working hard to formally establish 2 new tax increment finance districts, or TIF districts, with a third in development. These new TIFs are paving the way for hundreds of millions of dollars in investment and bringing with them 1,500 new housing units and revitalized spaces for businesses to grow. All total, as I stand here tonight, if we take the number of projects that are underway and the projects that are in the pipeline, there's $1.7 billion in capital investment coming right here to the city of Tulsa. As we plan for the new, we can never forget that in every city and in every state, existing businesses represent 60% of all the new investment annually. And few cities and few states offer programs that are proportional to the impact of existing companies that are here every day. Our existing companies are the backbone, and supporting them is critical to our economic future. One proposal that I hope we take up at City Hall is to invest $7.5 million in existing companies to make sure that the folks who take a chance on Tulsa, who have been in business forever, have access to the kind of capital that they need to continue to be the foundation, the backbone of our community. Now, here pretty soon, people from around the world are going to come to Tulsa to celebrate the centennial for Route 66. Somebody's pumped. That is always the one where there's one person who's so excited about it. But they'll also fly in from a number of new direct flight destinations from around the country. And what I hope they see a city that is investing in itself, a city that is growing in its global competitiveness. I hope that it's apparent for everybody that comes that from growing small businesses to becoming an international city, I want them to see that we're building an economy that works for everybody. This brings me to some broader partnerships we've been working on. Deputy Mayor read the land acknowledgement. We are built on a city that is and has always been that of tribal nations. And rather than downplaying that reality, this year we took important steps forward together. It all started, Amanda Swope, who's here, the city's first director of tribal policy and partnerships. It was Amanda and the hard work of our city legal department, certainly our police department, and a number of other partners, where that work materialized this summer when we finalized a new agreement with Muskogee Nation that allows for better coordination on municipal court cases. It allows our officers to continue to do their job while ensuring that municipal court cases are heard in the most appropriate court of jurisdiction. We don't have to fight about sovereignty. We can work together to ensure that we all stand in solidarity for it. Because of that, Tulsa's becoming a model of what strong tribal partnerships look like. And because the future of Tulsa depends on our ability to work hand in hand with our tribal neighbors, whether it's justice, whether it's economic development, whether it's culture or community building, we must ensure that the DNA of this city is just as strong as the DNA of those people who first arrived here back in 1836. So as you can see, we've been pretty hard at work. We're meeting our obligations. We're working hard to deliver results. And as I stand here tonight, I can tell you that there are some challenges that can be threatening to our progress and our growth. Earlier this summer, our auditor confirmed what we found in February, which is that if we continue on the path that we're going, we might put ourselves in a little bit of a difficult and unsustainable position in the long run. This is not about mismanagement. This is not about a bad budget year or a bad cycle. It's a structural challenge that we must address. Other cities have done it. Tulsa must do the same. Today, our sales tax rate is lower than Bixby, Owasso, Claremore, Sand Springs, and it's lower than Oklahoma City. In fact, if Tulsa would have raised its sales tax just equal to Oklahoma City back in 2018, when I believe Oklahoma City did that for themselves, Tulsa would have invested $420 million more in itself. And so for less than a penny, our sales tax rate could reach what I believe to be a competitive level at 4.35%. That would generate the resources necessary to help end street homelessness through best practices and creating housing opportunities at all levels. It would take the people who protect us every day in the police and the fire departments and properly invest in downtown and expand community violence programs. It would have us invest in after-school programming, summer learning, and workforce opportunities for youth. And we can certainly, as I mentioned before, invest in our businesses. The fact is, we have a lot of work to do. And I'm very proud that my partners on the city council, there is no gap between what we believe to be important. But it's time to have a real important community conversation about how we invest. I don't know, can't say this for sure, but I'm not sure there's been a more accessible mayor in a very, very long time. And so I've heard from Tulsans across the city. I've met with people one-on-one. I've attended neighborhood meetings. I've held 10 community conversations listening to concerns. And it is my belief that Tulsans get it. They understand this is more than just about investing in a local government. It's about investing in the future. And so while we're weighing in as elected officials, it is critical that we don't cut the people out of the conversation and give them the opportunity to vote. So as a candidate, I said, hold me accountable. As mayor, I've done the things that I have promised to do with a long way to go. Made some progress, got a long way to go, but there's little inconsistency in what I talked about as a candidate and what we've worked on in the mayor's office these last 11 months. Now I say, it's time to go win the next decade. I will always be a mayor who will be honest with you. I won't be afraid to engage with anybody. You've hired me to be a steward of the city. And as your #1 employee, I'm saying yes, continue to hold me accountable. And it's time to take the next step as this generation of Tulsans. Long before I became mayor, I became a dad. And 17 years later, I'm the dad of a high school senior, a young man with his whole life ahead of him. And I think about Tulsans like Gavin. I think about what does it take to build a city where they don't feel like they have to go somewhere else for an opportunity, that they believe that that opportunity is right here. They'll believe that when they see that this is a community where families want to plant roots and where neighbors are strong, where kids really believe that they have a shot, where all the opportunities that are possibilities and maybes become certainties right here in the 918. That's the mark of a great city. But cities don't become great by accident. They become great because people choose to invest in them, because they decide that progress is something worth building, not something that you wait passively for. So what is the state of our city? We're facing homelessness, but we're meeting it with compassion and bold action. We're facing public safety challenges, but we're finding ways to handle it with courage and innovation. We face hurdles for our youth, but we're creating new supports and new opportunities. We face complexities in how we navigate the world of co-governance with tribes, but we're embracing it with partnership and respect. We still face the trauma of a massacre, but we're providing closure to families and a road to repair. Tulsa's story is not one of avoiding challenges. It's one of rising to them. We're not running away from accountability. We're running right into the face of it. Not waiting for somebody else to solve our problems. We're stepping up, we're choosing progress, and at a moment of deep national divides, we're choosing each other. White, black, Hispanic, Asian, Native, freedman, young, old, Democrat, or Republican, we're choosing each other right here. And because of that, I see a city that is safer, stronger, more compassionate, and more united than ever before. Let us be the generation that didn't just wait or wish for better days. Let us be the generation that made them happen. Now, we have a lot of work to do. But we can do it together. And I can tell you, it is the honor of a lifetime to serve as your mayor. Thank you. God bless you all, and God bless this amazing city of ours.
Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Tulsa's story is still being written, and it's being written by all of us here tonight. I have 3 more dignitaries we need to recognize that we missed earlier. Representative Ron Stewart, City Auditor Nathan Picard, and School Board Member John Quissant. Please, let's give them a hand. Thank you. Thank you for your service. And speaking of service, at United Way, at Tulsa Area United Way, we see people in this community working together every day to build better lives. So we are honored to partner with you, Mayor, and all of you leaders here tonight. We leave here tonight more centered in hope, collaboration, innovation, and the belief that united is the way we bring communities together and create lasting change so more families can flourish and thrive. Thank you. The full speech and video for tonight will be available online at www.cityoftulsa.com/mayor. So thank you all for being here. Have a great evening and drive safely. Good night.